What's up, Rednecks World? So, I'm Mike. I'm a mechanic. I've been a mechanic for quite some time. Been partial to Dodge for quite a while, since I was a kid. And would you just look at that? Holy shit. This is my 1983 Dodge Ram Charger Prospector. It's a Ram 1500. 1500s have 5 lugs. 2500s have 8 lugs. So from there forward, it's a Ram 1500. From there back is what makes it an SUV. So Chuck Norris just died, and he did Lone Wolf McQuade, and he had an 83 Dodge Ram Charger. Pretty cool truck. His truck is white and gold. Mine is black. His supposedly had a supercharger portrayed in the movie. This does not. Supercharger was not a standard option on these. Not only that, I mean, there's enough room under the hood. People that don't believe it did, there's enough room under the hood to hide that sucker. So you could supercharge it and not have it stick out. But a couple things I wanted to talk about on this thing. So we could put a bird bath hood on it, but if we do that, you have to change the cowl. See this body line? The bird bath hood does not have this line. It's flat across here, and it dips in here. So you have to change the cowl. Those of you with the 70s trucks, please stop doing this. They're putting the 80s hood on without changing the cowl. The cowl's the same, other than this body line. Windshield wipers are in the same place. Everything's in the same place. The way it fits the windshield, it sticks up underneath this rubber. There's screws along here. Even the screws are in the same place. So why wouldn't you change this when you change your hood? We're upgrading the Ram Charger a little bit and putting a newer style grill in it. It's an 83, so it takes this style grill. The problem is this truck had some front end damage. Some pretty extensive front end damage. Now, we didn't bend these fenders at all when we took them off. There's Dodge saying hi. He's with me today. He goes everywhere with me. So we're putting an 84 to 86 grill in it. That being said, we could go with the 70s grill. We'd have to change this piece. So the difference is the lights, instead of being in the headlight bezels, would be on the lower section, and the grill would come straight across. To make that work, you have to change the bottom piece. And you can change it. The bolts are in the same spots. So you take that off, you put the older one on, you can put the older grill in. You got to have the headlight bezels so you can put the round headlights in. But it can be done. So we could give this truck a whole nother look by changing the grill, the cowl, the hood, and the lower section. But I like the 86 grill. I think it looks tougher, especially with what we're doing to this truck. So we're blacking everything out. We've already jammed the fenders, as you can tell in my video, that the top part of the fender has some black overspray on it. So we've jammed the fenders, and the reason we didn't paint the fenders all black and put them on is because we're going to paint the whole vehicle. So this is the same black they use on the Dodge Viper. That is Venom Black, believe it or not. This is called, in 81 to 83, I think it's 81 to 83. It's called Absolute Black. But the paint code's the exact same. The mixture's the exact same as Venom Black on the Dodge Viper. This is a Prospector, and I'm going to try to keep the emblem for the Prospector, but if it breaks, then we're not going to mess with it. We'll probably script it on there somehow. But these are the fenders off of that red 1986 Ram 2500 two-wheel drive. Front doors, fenders, windshield, cowl, hood, grill, headlights, bumper, everything from the doors forward is interchangeable. We're putting the 86 bumper on it because I like it. It looks smoother than the 83. And we're blacking out everything that is silver. So all the bright work is going black on this. And I'm going to change the mirrors. I don't like these goofy farm style mirrors. I'm going to do the ones with the little thing right here, and they look better anyway. But yeah, all of this is going black. The wheels are pretty cool. I got to get some center caps, but I think we're even going to make the wheels black. So these are a fake 3-piece wheel. So the outer rim is going to be polished up. The center, I think we're going to go black with. It would be too easy not to. Now, Car Wizard was saying there's not a lot you can do to make these things have more power. I can tell you that is wrong. So, a lot of these, when they were tuned for California emissions. California has some really stupid emissions. Now, this has a built 318 in it. So for you new guys, young guys, this is a 5.2 liter. It's also not a Magnum. So it's an LA 5.2 liter. For anybody else that has a brain, this is an LA 318. 318 cubic inches of pure American muscle. California emissions wants you to time it 16 degrees before top dead center, which is wrong. They don't run very good. When I first got this, it had a Edelbrock on it. It now has a Holley on it. I like the Holley better. Also, if you notice, this was an AC vehicle. This was a high dollar rig when it was new. I know I need a fan shroud. We'll work on that later, but right now, people say, oh, you can't run a single belt to your alternator on a Dodge. Yes, you can. You most definitely can. How do I know? So when it comes down to these things, they're pretty sweet. Basics on these things: you want to get your timing checked out. You want to tune your carburetor a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's stock. 200 something horsepower in this chassis is pretty good. If you have not driven a Ramcharger, nothing in the world drives like them. You need to go out and get one and drive it. If you have an opportunity to drive this, you will see why everybody loves them, why they're so sought after. Now, my interior isn't great. This one's a full build. We're doing all black. We're going to come up with a nice graphic for the side. If you notice, this emblem is for a Ram, and it's got the square, right? On the Ramcharger emblem, we still have a Ram, but it's an extra emblem that says Charger, and it's got the 1500 Ram on the side of it. So we're going to do something different there. it also had these stupid 80s, very weird camper van style running boards. I hate those. They were ugly. But yeah, see, there's the Ramcharge emblem, 150. A little bit of knowledge on these trucks, and I hate seeing people try to sell these things and say, oh, it's a D150, but it's got this. It's got that. It's got all of that. Okay. So just if you're wondering, this is not a D-Series truck. And if you're saying it is, you're a moron. Now, it might say D150 on that emblem over there, but this isn't a D-Series. Oh, what are you talking about? What is it? This is a W. Any Dodge 70s, 80s is a W if it has a four-wheel drive. If it's two-wheel drive, that's a D. Just so you know, D-Series is two-wheel drive. We'll do a run video here in a little bit. I'm out at my dad's where we're doing the paint and auto body work. That's the other thing you can notice is this truck is not at my shop. It's actually out at my dad's. And he's got a nice little spot out here. There's Dodge. He looks like a deer. Dodge, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? So he's like 3 months old. He already knows his name. He's a good boy. Anyway, we are out at my dad's where we do paint on a body. There's his flamed LTD sitting over there. That thing has a presence, doesn't it? I mean, that thing looks mean sitting over there. And then we've got his Mustang and a really cool van. This is something I helped him with a little bit. I didn't help him do the paint and body work on this guy, but this van is for sale. It's got a 440 in it. Pretty rowdy 440 if I couldn't, you know. It's got a 727 transmission. My dad and I rebuilt, but it is done as the Mystery Machine, and it's really cool. He's done a lot of patina. There's the for sale sign. It is up here in northern Idaho, Priest River, Idaho to be exact. But he wanted it done up like somebody had found it in a barn and got her running and started driving it. I'll talk to him. Maybe we can do a video on the interior and show it off a little bit. Maybe a run video on this guy. But this thing is sick. And if you want a custom, Tommy Lee's custom Mystery Machine, this is where it's at. I mean, he even got the right wheels for the thing and painted them up. And I mean, he's been driving it. This thing drives. It does overheat a little bit on longer trips because, you know, it's a 70s van. It's got a big motor in it, but it works and he drives it. So when it gets a little bit warm, he just shuts it down, lets it cool down a little bit, and then back on the road. Cool little hot rod for sure. I think he did it right. I know a lot of people are like, well, I want a smaller motor. 318 would be cool in here. But that 440 it's wild. Maybe a little bit of tweaking and you can get her down the quarter mile, but that's not what he built it for. He built it just to have fun, and that's what it is. It's all about the fun, you know? But that's what we do. Then he's got his Mustang. That's a real Shelby America hood. That's not a fake. That's a real one. That scoop is not, you know, it's not bolted on, and this isn't hacked. This is a real numbers matching to a Shelby Cobra. This isn't a Shelby Cobra, but that is a real hood that he scored for this Mustang project that he's got going on. This car is going to be pretty sick. This is one he's doing, I think, for himself. It may end up getting sold. But if you want to look at any of his cars and any of the work that we do paint auto body wise, look up Tommy Lee's Customs on Facebook, and that'll give you an idea. There's more detailed pictures of this car, more detailed pictures of this van, and the LTD monster. That thing's awesome. And there's going to be more detailed pictures of this when we get to it. So just remember, hit that like button, subscribe. And I went with a little bit different headlight. I like these things. I think it's going to give it a really aggressive look when we get it to that point. When we get her all running and driving down the road, it runs. It's a good running truck, actually. A little bit of tuning, and this thing will be a monster, I'm sure. But this is what I'm using to promote my shop with, and also my dad, because we're doing the paint and body thing together. It's a bit of a drive for me to get out here sometimes, and yeah, we're taking that stupid Hoonigan decal off, and we're going to clean it up. It's going to be nice rig when we're done. So yeah, remember, like, subscribe, keep up with our builds. You know, we're always doing something. We're in the car world, always doing something, whether it's crap or it's not. I'll let you decide. I know we think everything's cool. Not everything's cool. You know, we do general maintenance on a lot of stuff, and that part of the job sucks. But when we get to play around and do something neat, we love to show it off, because what else are we doing it for? But yeah, there's a lot to pack in with these Rams. If you haven't driven, so if you have a short box Dodge pickup of this era, it does not steer the way this thing does. Off-road, these things are crazy. So 70s, 80s, these were the best four-wheel drives you can get. I don't care if you got a Ford, a Chevy, K5, Bronco, I don't care what it is. This thing was king. Even Jeeps, like Jeep has a good reputation. The Ram Charger was a little more expensive. It's a bigger vehicle. This thing will go more places than a Jeep will, and I'm not even joking. And that's not a bias. That's actually reported. You can look it up, what the best off-road vehicle was in the 80s, and it'll point you to this. They were small blocks in the 80s. There were, like, the Trail Dusters and Ram Chargers in the 70s were big blocks. Some of them, depending on what you had. This particular one would have been a big block rig, but with the gas crisis and insurance, they went to the small block family. Not only that, the LAs were inexpensive to build. Doesn't mean they were cheap. They were pretty awesome engines. So yeah, stock, they have horrible horsepower. A little bit of tuning, even with your stock package, it'll be a lot better. And maybe an exhaust change, because I know the stock exhausts on these are very restrictive. So you knock that exhaust off and put something that looks factory but a little more modern, and it'll help you out a lot. So if you have any questions about these Ram Chargers, hit me up, and I'll explain a little bit. If you're having a problem with one, let me know. I'm pretty sure I can help you out. In the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, they did go to fuel injection. They did have problems, but there's an easy way to fix those as well. And then I know a lot of guys are changing the transmission out. So any application you're doing, if you're building the motor, you need to build the transmission. You can't have one or the other. You got to build the transmission to handle the power you're putting down. So do those mods. They are expensive. But why are you building a rig if you don't have the money to do it? If you're putting 500 horse under the hood, you got to make that transmission handle the 500 horse. Most transmissions, and I do mean most, there's some that won't, but most of your transmissions will handle 400 horse pretty easy. But some transmissions won't handle 400 horse. Sometimes you don't know till you build. But keep that in mind, that if you're building 400 horse, you may have to get into that transmission. Just to make everything hold together. The idea behind this is longevity. When we got into this rig, we had the wrong roller rockers. Somebody put a lot of money into this thing, and they put the wrong roller rockers in it, and they were hitting the valve springs. So that causes problems in itself. We got the right ones in it now. They're not hitting anything. So we'll do a run video on it, and we'll show you how it runs, because this thing sounds pretty aggressive. And I still have a little bit of tuning to do to make it right. So this is my 1983, and at the moment, when we're done with it, you'll see how pretty it is. This thing's gonna look pretty awesome when it's all finished. And I can still get center caps for this thing, so that's what we're gonna do, make them all nice and pretty, because we want them pretty, especially when we're driving around and showing what we do. If I'm driving it and it looks like a pile of crap, of course, it's still got some dents and dings. We're going to take care of them. This one's pretty good. And then there's one over here. And that's pretty good. It's right there, and I'm trying to catch it in the camera. Because your eye sees way more than the camera will ever. You know, it's not a perfect body. It's nothing perfect to start off with. The interior sucks, I'll tell you that. And it's broken. Of course, I could try to find another rear deck lid, but I think we're going to end up fixing this one. So, it's fiberglass. Pretty easy to fix a broken fiberglass piece. Even if it's cracked, it's more of a pain, but it's not cracked anywhere. It's just broken right there on that corner, like somebody slammed it on something and busted it. So we can repair that and have it where you never even know it was even broke. So that's the idea. Anyways, like, subscribe, keep up with the builds, and if you got any questions, I'm more than willing to help people out. I don't like spray cannon. I like the gun, but if you're on a budget, you do what you got to do, right? So we make it with what we have. And that's the cool thing about being an American, is we can. So, all right, y'all. Stay safe out there. Oh, I'm supposed to stop that. There she is running. Told you, she's got a big can. Of course, my belt's a little loose. I gotta tighten it up, but it works. Doesn't that thing just sounds nuts? You can You just can't make it any faster. Bullshit.